Hi all, this is Waldemar from Better Your Chess. In this video we're going to take a look at a fascinating opening trap from the Torre Attack. Okay, let's get started. White plays d4 and black answers in Indian fashion. Knight f3, e6 and now bishop g5 pinning the knight. This move actually constitutes the Torre Attack. Now very often play continues with the following moves: d5, e3, bishop e7, bishop d3, when we see both sides develop their pieces to natural squares, knight bd2, castles, castles, and now also quite often black surges ahead with c5 in the center, and white strengthens the center with c3. Black now aims to finish development by fianchettoing his bishop on b7, and now here comes the first interesting moment. A number of moves is played here, and actually knight e5 is the most commonly played move. But in this opening trap I want to take a look at queen a4, and this move is an important part of the trap. Black continues with bishop b7 and now knight e5. This move actually sets the trap. If black now goes wrong, white will come out on top with at least an opening advantage, or with the win of the game even. Now, one of the safer moves to play here is c4. This blocks the center, and after this it's very difficult for either side to open up the game. So this is quite a safe way to continue. But a very understandable reaction before white cements the knight on e5 with f2, f4 for instance, is to exchange that knight on e5. So that's what we're going to take a look at. Knight takes e5. But after this move, white will retain an opening advantage. So this can be considered a mistake. Of course, white now recaptures the knight, and pay close attention, this capture opens up the fourth rank for white's queen. And now here is the all-deciding moment. It's very common that black now falls for it and plays knight d7, which actually constitutes a blunder. At the time of making this video, I found no less than 21 games in the database where both players had a rest day, so to speak. And chess enthusiasts from the Netherlands may also know this trap as the Marcus trap, named after a strong Dutch chess expert called John Marcus, who manages to surprise his opponents with it every once in a while. Okay, now we will see in a moment how white finishes the game. First, let's take a look at some possible alternatives which prolong the struggle at least. Relatively best here is knight h5, when white will trade on e7 to get some sort of an opening advantage, and attack the knight on h5 with bishop e2. Now there are two ways to protect the knight here. There is, for instance, queen g5, but then after knight f3 white retains an opening advantage, quite nice. And the other way to protect the knight, also not so pretty, is to go g6. And then of course white can ruin black's pawn structure with bishop takes h5, and after g takes h5 he can also preserve a nice advantage with playing f4, sometimes also preparing a rook lift with rook f3 to g3 for instance. So that is relatively the best move, knight h5 on the 11th. Another opportunity after d takes e5 is to go knight e4, but this simply loses a pawn after bishop takes e7, queen takes e7, and now knight takes e4, queen takes e4, and bishop takes e4. Note that after b6, b5, white can simply retreat the queen to c2 and keep protecting the bishop on e4. Okay, so now let's go back to one of the most common pitfalls in this particular situation, knight d7. And I will give you a few seconds, maybe you have already spotted the move that will immediately end the game. So I'll count to 3 and then we'll compare answers. 1, 2, 3. Yes, here we go. A very surprising queen switch. Queen h4. Ouch. And now, due to the threats against e7 and h7, black might as well resign the game. Well, with that we have come to the end of this video. Did you like it? Then consider liking, commenting or subscribing to the channel. Do you want to replay or download the game? Then visit betteryourchess.com and click through the moves. You can find the exact link below the video in the description section under More. Thanks for watching, and hey, be careful out there.